Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you into the kitchen with me, where this evening we're going to have some fun. I get to use my stand mixer, and what I find so wonderful about getting to use it the first time, we're going to be making an old-fashioned recipe that me and Angela, who blessed me with the stand mixer, was talking about. Old-fashioned southern buttermints. Now, there are two ways to make buttermints. One is where you cook them on the stove, or you cook the butter, sugar, water on the stove. No, and pull it like taffy. No, this is southern buttermints. We do it a little bit more simple. So, with that being said, Angela, these two recipes are for you. Bless you and thank you for the stand mixer. Let's have some fun, y'all. Like I said, these are old-fashioned southern buttermints. Buttermints go back to the 1800s. The first one who came out with them for sale was 1878, 79. It was somewhere up north, but these are southern. All right, you're going to need a half a cup, which is one stick of real butter, room temperature. And I like to use salted butter. All right, into the blender that goes. To that, we're going to add 4 cups of powdered sugar. There's 2 cups. And 4 cups. Now you're going to need to reserve some so you can dust your cutting board. Whew, dust storm, y'all. Dust storm. Probably going to be worse here in a minute. Okay. Let's see. You're going to want a tablespoon of half and half. And I've got half a tablespoon measured. There's my tablespoon. You're going to want a tablespoon of half and half. And always remember, before you pour it out of the container, shake it well. Now, there's going to be 2 recipes. I'm making the plain buttermints for the first recipe. The second recipe is going to be fun, y'all. Okay, you want a teaspoon of real vanilla. Okay. Now, this next one, you can use peppermint extract or peppermint oil. And I'm going to use, because I like my mints a little strong. And since it's extract, I'm going to use a half a teaspoon. But when the dough gets finished, I'm going to taste it, see if it's strong enough. And you want a, whew, I can smell that. You want a pinch of salt. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm going to mix it. Man, this one's quiet. It's a dust storm. I'm going to mix it until it crumbles, start to form. Now you might have to add just a tad bit more, half and half, but you don't want to add too much. Man, that's quiet. Alright, you're going to want to scrape down your bowl. You want to mix it until it makes fine crumbles. That's because of the dust storm. Now we're fixing to have fun. Now you're going to mix it till it makes a dough. Okay. Oh, this is nice, y'all. Now, taste it. Personally, I think it could use more peppermint because that is not strong enough for my likes. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta get used to using this. It makes a beautiful dough, y'all. And I'm probably going to use, it's going to end up being a teaspoon. Maybe just a tad bit more. Be careful, you don't want to get too wild with it because it can get really strong and nothing flat. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Taste it again. That tastes like a nice mint. Okay. And this is a beautiful dough. Now, if you wanted to, you could add food colorings, but I couldn't find any all-natural food dye, so I'm leaving it just like it is. And you want to sprinkle your cutting board with powdered sugar. Apparently this powdered sugar is lumpy, and you want to knead your dough until it comes together real nice and pretty. And you need to work kind of fast. Oh, the bottom just fell out outside. Okay. See how beautiful that dough is? Just beautiful. And yes, I call it dough because that's exactly what it looks like. Alright. You're going to need to move stuff around. If you're like me, it's a perpetual shuffle game. And you're going to want a cookie sheet that's lined with parchment paper. Now, you're not going to bake these. I'll show you here in just a minute. Now, if your home is really warm, you want to cover your dough with powdered sugar. So, not powdered sugar, wet paper towel. And you want to roll this about a half an inch or so thick. And you're just going to cut them in little pieces. And put them on your cookie sheet on the parchment paper. Because what you're going to do is once you get done cutting them all up, you're going to put them in a nice warm place, not too hot, because you're not cooking them. You're going to want to let these air dry overnight. They don't have to be perfect, y'all. They're homemade. And that's what matters, because you know exactly what goes into them. Now, if you want to make them look a little better, you can. But these are a favorite at Southern weddings, and especially at the holiday time. Hand me one. Oh, they're so good, y'all. Perfect amount of peppermint. Now, if you don't want to use peppermint, you could use spearmint. You don't even have to use mint if you don't want to. I got a special recipe next to do for y'all. You don't have to use mint. You could use, as long as you're using pure extract, please don't use no fake stuff. Why go to all the trouble to use good ingredients and you use fake stuff? Okay, and what you're going to do now, if you're using food coloring, please try to get the good stuff, the all natural food coloring. I just couldn't find them. Cut your batches, cut your batch in quarters or as small as you want to, and each one you can do a different color, so you could make different color batches. Just remember, you might want to mix the dough with gloves on, but coloring usually eventually wears off. But you can make them any color you want. Green, red, leave them white. They can be all sizes, whatever you want. You want to make them a little bit bigger, that's perfectly fine. Well, I'm going to finish this batch off and I'll bring you back when I get them done. Okay, welcome back. I am done. I'm going to tell you, I've done them willy-nilly. Do them more organized. It's easier on you. These are already starting to dry. Now, like I said, let them set out overnight. Not anywhere near a heat source because, you know, they do have butter in them. But you want them in a warm spot so they can air dry overnight. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to go put this one up. And I'm going to get my other ingredients for the next batch. Because, yes, this next batch is really special. See you back here in just a bit. Okay, I am back. Took me a little bit longer than I expected because I had to make some powdered sugar. I'd run out. I thought I had another bag. Alright, for those who do not know how to make your own powdered sugar, now you're going to need a good blender. You need to use a cup of cane sugar, good cane sugar, and for every cup of sugar you want to use a tablespoon of cornstarch and blend it till it is powdery. So now this next recipe, absolutely love this one. It is a chocolate double shot buttermint. Now double shot means Sumatran coffee and espresso powder. Now at the very end of the video, I will have the link for when I made my coffee extracts. Always shake your extracts gently before you use them. And this is Sumatran coffee and cocoa nibs. So it is chocolate coffee extract, homemade. Okay, now with that being said, I have a stick of room temperature butter, 4 cups of powdered sugar already in the mixer bowl. I need a tablespoon of half and half. And don't worry, it's not, I'm going to do a tablespoon and a half. Don't worry, I'm going to use the rest of that half and half here in a minute to make me some coffee once I get done. Okay, I'm going to want a tablespoon of my Sumatran coffee and cocoa nib extract. Oh man, I'm telling y'all, this is strong. This is some strong stuff, but it is good. Okay, that's a tablespoon for now. I'll be tasting it later to see if it needs any more. And I'm going to want a tablespoon of espresso powder. I'm going to use a half a tablespoon measure, so it's going to get 2 of them. I'm telling y'all, this is some of the best stuff. It's wonderful. I caught it on clearance and I bought every jar they have. Uh, okay, now, like I said, this is chocolate double shot buttermints. I'm still adding the peppermint extract. And I'm just going to go straight for a teaspoon of it. Because the last batch, a half a teaspoon wasn't strong enough. So if you think about it, this is kind of close to being like a chocolate um, Irish cream. Haha, buttermilk. Oh, and a pinch of salt. I knew I was forgetting something. And you want to blend this on low until small, till it makes small like crumbs. Oh, the smell coming up out of this mixer. Of course, I already knew that Sumatran coffee and cocoa nib extract was going to give these a light brown color. Alright, from the looks of it, this might be a little moist. No? No, just right. Good amount of peppermint. Good amount of espresso. I'm gonna end up using 2 tablespoons of the coffee and chocolate extract. Because these are gonna put a little pep in your step and minty breath. I can already tell that last tablespoon of extract was just a little too much liquid. That's okay. Put just a little bit of powdered sugar in there. Yep, I overdone it on the extract. Yeah. Yep. Alright. I'll be back. I've got to make some more powdered sugar. Okay, I've added about a cup of powdered sugar. Oh Lord, I don't know what that was. I need to scrape down the sides. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. And of course, I'll adjust the recipe in the description box below. You cook and you learn. This one I'm going to have to knead some. But that's okay. It's still going to work. Let me tell y'all, it smells amazing. And you will be able to tell the two doughs apart. There it is. Clean my root space up. Get my cookie sheet. Now I'm going to cut mine just a little bit, well, quite a bit bigger than these because, well, it is me. Good soft dough. And see, these are already getting hard, which is kind of what you want. See how beautiful that is? Look at all that chocolate and coffee in there. Now, for those who don't like coffee, you could make a tea extract if you wanted to, or you could add matcha, green tea powder, and make green tea powder buttermints. I didn't taste it. Oh, that's so good, y'all. Tastes like an Irish cream. And like I said, I'm making mine a little bigger. You cut them however size you want them to be. These are your mints. And of course, you can experiment with what extracts you use, or you use peppermint oil or orange oil. Simple, easy, homemade, y'all. It's not hard. Just takes a little patience and know how to juggle things. Because it's been a long time since I've made these. I ain't gonna lie. By the time I get done with this, my breath is gonna be beyond many. Of course, these are real soft. So if you don't want the small indentation from your finger on the sides, you can use an offset spatula to move them to the cookie sheet so they can dry. This is going to be a real soft dough. And when I say dough, there's no flour in it. I'm not worried about mine looking perfect. I'm just going to be happy to have them. And I'm going to have to watch how many of these babies I eat. 'Cause I'm not going to be feeling no pain. I'm going to be excited with all this espresso. Main thing to remember is work as fast as you can. Now don't get panicked, but just know they dry out fast. Mine's not going to be the prettiest, but you know what? I don't care. They might be not perfect, but they're still going to eat just the same. All right, I will bring you back as soon as I get mine completely done. So I'll see you here in a bit. Okay, I am finally done. As you can see the difference between the chocolate coffee buttermints from the regular traditional buttermints. I ended up with 2 full cookie sheets and a plate. Now, I will say do it this way because it's more, you can get more on it than scattering them like I did. So now what I'm going to do is put them on the counter and let them dry overnight. The bigger ones might take a little longer to dry, but you want these to air dry. Alright, I will see you tomorrow when these are dry. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day. Now, I do have to say note to self and note for y'all. Do not try to dry these out when rain or storm comes through because it takes longer because our humidity right now is at like 98%. And unless your house is dry, it's going to take longer for your buttermints to dry. But with that being said, they will dry. They will dry, and they're going to be an amazing, amazing treat for family, friends, for gifts. They make wonderful gifts. Now, what you want to do next is get busy. Have a pretty little candy dish or candy dispenser here, and just find the ones you want them dry. That one's not quite. Find the ones that are dry, and you're just going to put them in your candy dish. My coffee ones are not dry yet, but that's okay. I have another candy dish for them. These are so delicious, y'all, and so easy to make. And like I said, you can change the flavors up, make them whatever flavor you like them to. They don't even have to be mint if you don't want to make them mini. But, you know, they are called buttermints for a reason. I'm finding the little small ones because I know they're dry. And you want to make sure that they are dried. Now, these are not like the hard peppermint candies. Alright, I'm going to let the rest dry out some more. But simple, easy, and absolutely delicious. And you'll just put your lid back on. And you want to keep them airtight. You can store these in airtight storage containers, and they'll just be perfectly fine. You can also, once they're dry and you have them stored well, layer them in parchment paper You can freeze these once they're dry. You got to wait till they're air dried. So I'm going to let these continue. Of course, I'm not going to lie. I have indulged in quite a few. And yeah, I'm going to have to back away for a while because it don't take many. It does not take many, and they're so delicious, but they're so rich. Simple, easy, homemade. And yes, you can make buttermints yourself. And remember, there's two ways to make them. No way is the perfect way. The way you make them is the way you want them to taste. Like I said, you can color them. You can leave them natural. The coffee ones are colored naturally from the homemade extract. Continue to stock up your pantries with foods that will nourish and sustain you, and a few sweet treats here and there because you'll get tired of having just nothing, a little bit sweet now and then. Medicinals that will heal you, protection of all kinds, and the exact bare necessities to survive on. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed every day and during this holiday season. Love y'all. You take care. Hoot, hoot. See you soon. Mwah.